Yes, sir. And now, please give a warm welcome to my parents and the host of the Jim Bakker Show, Jim and Lori Bakker.
Thank you, Tammy Sue.
Jim is training and preparing God's army for the day of trouble. Once you are prepared and trained for that future day of trouble, you will occupy while at the same time you will continue to train and prepare for the day Jesus warned would come suddenly. Jesus said, I don't want you to be caught unaware. Well, you know what I've noticed since I've been here this week? There's a lot of people that have been here in years past that they're not showing up for continued training. You know, because we have been trained, we have been preparing, but hey, Jesus warned us it's going to be a suddenly. No man knows the day or the hour.
That's right.
You know, so we're not to lose heart because the Lord's not coming on our timing.
Right.
But He is coming, and the signs are, turn on your TV.
Everywhere.
You know, check it out.
Yes.
This world is in trouble.
Right.
You know, and you know, we have put together this group of food, and the man who masterminded it for me, and I have the dreams, and he has to straighten my dreams out, I guess. But I have the dream, and in the dream, I was hearing a song called "Staying Alive," and God said, "I want you to get the food cheaper." I said, "I can't do it any cheaper. We already were." The last deal, you were doing it about your cost. I mean, I got to keep you in business because you got to have something to pay your people with.
How you were doing it? It was a miracle.
And so we were at the end of that special that we had done, and so God said, "I want you to put something together." And so I called Mark. I said, "Mark, let's put together your least expensive food, the food that's inexpensive, okay? And I want the most inexpensive food we could possibly do right now, that Augustin Farms. I mean, pretty soon you have to give it away. This truckload right there, that is for every meal that's on there, it's 19 cents per serving, okay? It says that's 19 cents. That's 7 years of food on that truck. 7 years of groceries for $1,500. This is the most unbelievable. You're saving $3,300. This is a regular $4,800 value, and we're sending it out this week for our very, very special week of our celebration of our 56th anniversary.
And I'm
preaching.
And I love what Ray Gano said when he was here about Augustin Farms. I don't know if you know this yet, but he said when we told him that we were working with you, he goes, like the Augustin Farms, they are the Cadillac of survival food.
That's right.
Yeah, Jerry had mentioned that to me. And listen, we do make food so that you guys can enjoy what you're eating.
Exactly.
Delicious.
It's delicious. And we're making different ways of it, and we're trying to educate people on the different ways you can make it. With the Staying Alive pill, Jim, when you called me, I heard you sing a song as you were talking about why I'm developing these new recipes and getting the configurations together. I was singing that song just along with you in my head as I was putting this together. And listen, food and water are not negotiable. We have to have water. We have to have food. We have to share the story and the message that Jim puts out there, as well as John puts out there. Listen, I'm the chef in the back in the kitchen, right? I'm making the food, but you guys are delivering the message.
Okay, at 19 cents a serving, nobody does it. There's nobody. You have to back me up on this, Mark, because no one, there's not a group in the world that is selling food at 19 cents a serving. It can't be done.
We put this together for the partners out there so they can afford it if they haven't bought in food, so they can get involved with some food, buy some extra food for the multiply, to give some away. If somebody comes over and say, hey, like I say, I'm going to be in here eating dinner at my house, but hey, take this pill, go ahead and you go eat your food somewhere else too. We want to share this.
In this bunch, we limited the variety because that helps save the money.
It did. We made the packages a little bit bigger to help save money too.
Yeah, they're coming a. What kind of package is that?
It's a Mylar pouch with an oxygen absorber in there. It's
waterproof too.
So yeah, we increased the volume of the food in each package so we could just
and
cut
the bucket's bigger.
The bucket's bigger. The packages are bigger, so everything's kind of in more bulk. But we did that for efficiency, so we could share that with the partners. Mashed potatoes.
Is it real potatoes?
They're real potatoes. The mashed potatoes are fantastic. There's buttermilk pancakes inside there.
Now you tell me what kid, what your grandkids or your children or their children doesn't like pancake or doesn't like potatoes. What kid doesn't like mashed potatoes?
What adult doesn't? I don't know. I love them. I could eat a whole bowl full right now. Are you kidding?
And then the buttermilk pancakes, which I slipped because I love pancakes. My dad cooked on Saturdays at our house when I was a little boy, and we had pancakes. And I mean, he made the biggest, fluffiest pancakes. And these are real pancakes.
And the pancakes are fantastic. They're just add water, and we've developed about 50 recipes.
But all the ingredients are in it, and all you got to do to bring it back to life is add the water.
Add the water, absolutely.
I think there's eggs in those pancakes.
There's eggs in the pancakes, yes.
I mean, you know, I remember reading all the ingredients because I studied the ingredients. But these are amazing pancakes.
The pancakes are great. I think John's a big supporter of the pancakes as well and helped.
But you know, no more than a few decades ago or so, survival food was kin to sawdust.
It was little mill flour bars. With
we had them.
Lori found them. Lori put together the bag, and she got the best she could.
Yeah.
But it was. You wouldn't be singing "Staying Alive." You'd be saying, you know.
Yeah.
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 But this food is real food.
Yes.
It lasts, and I want to put it on the screen in big letters. 25 years.
Right. Yeah.
This is 25-year shelf life.
Actually, the Staying Alive offer is 30 years.
So
oh my Lord!
Wow.
Put that on the screen.
Yes.
This is 30-year shelf life food.
With the new food offer, and we cut some of the, you know, with the slimmer offer, we've been able to extend the shelf life to an extra 5 years. But
it's the same amount. It's tremendous amount of servings, in all. It's just that it's only about 7 different items, and there's also pinto beans in it. Great beans. I mean. I'm a bean person. And
you see it only has 7 items, but if you get to vegetable stew, which we've made before, and we could smell the aroma from the stew, there's actually 7 vegetables inside that item.
Right, the potato.
And one of the number one vegetable in the world, Lori, which one is it? Do you know? What's the number one vegetable that's healthy? And
cabbage.
Yes.
Because we eat a lot of it.
I'm a cabbage eater.
Yes.
The doctor's trying to get me back to full strength, and one of the things I can eat is cabbage.
So inside
and onions is another one.
Right.
And do you know red pepper is probably the most healthy
for your heart,
and for your kidneys.
That's right.
Wow.
I'm going to have Dr. Don back in a few days, and I'm going to have him share with us
the types of foods that are great for all of our body parts.
Like I've had a kidney attack, you know. Everything I have has been attacked, I think, but I'm learning. I've learned the foods, and so I'm eating about 10 different foods, and that's it. There's 1,000 foods out there, but I let food be my medicine.
Yes,
absolutely.
And I ask God to show me what to do.
In that
but the bell peppers in this vegetable stew on the screen, it doesn't look like that it's got all this stuff. It's just chopped in little pieces. It's cabbages, and onions is another kidney food. Did you know that?
Yes.
Onions. Nobody cares, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Red and green peppers. Carrots. And carrots. Carrots are good for you. Carrots are good for your eyes. You know that. But the only thing, if you're diabetic, you got to be careful about eating too many cooked carrots because they turn to sugar. So you don't.
So anyway.
And then celery.
Yes.
The Bakker celery,
Yes.
that's where the Bakker's farms
Love
grew
it.
celery.
Love it.
So, man,
that
this
one
thing is
every day.
full, and we have never talked about the depth of what the food is. It's real food.
Right.
There's not a fake food. None of those are fake. Those are real real potatoes, real
Everything is-
cabbages,
yes,
real
everything.
onions, real red and green bell peppers.
It's the Cadillac of the food.
Care-
So
It
everything
really
we
is.
put in there is top
Now,
notch.
and it's seasoned just perfectly. It's not over seasoned. It's not under seasoned. It's not too salty. It's just perfect.
Healthy seasoning will not hurt you. So let's go on. Then the quick oats. Why did you use quick oats instead of slow oats?
Well, quick oats are almost instant, so within 30 seconds you can have a bowl of oatmeal. If you're in a trouble or whatever, even if it's cold water, you can hydrate these oats. You can eat it for cereal. We've got some, it's
And they're
fantastic.
thick.
Absolutely. And
I
they're
mean, I
nutritious
don't know
too.
if I have a
I eat oatmeal
table
every
full
morning.
of I want to show them on the screen
See, I'm trying
because they're
I'm trying to
amazing.
hear what Mark's saying. Listen, what he just said. You said you eat.
I eat oatmeal every morning. So
every
that's
morning.
part of my
because
diet.
It's a
and-
good. It's substantial, right?
And I know if you're gluten intolerant, the quick oats in there are gluten-free
Right.
oats. So
That's
that's going to help you
great.
as well.
Okay,
So-
good.
And then you got 2,048 servings of white rice.
Yes.
In
It's a
this
lot of rice.
this big one. And so you get so many things. Like quick oats, you get 1,024. And then the pinto beans, you have 832 servings of pinto beans. You have vegetable stew, you got 320 servings of those. Buttermilk pancakes, you get 800 servings of pancakes. And then the mashed potatoes, I call them, you get 1,400, and they're delightful mashed potatoes.
And these are 1 cup servings, so I mean we're not talking about little servings here. So we're getting full cups of every
For,
single one of these
for
servings
your
should be-
serving.
Yes.
And then your famous milk.
And we call it the world famous Morning Moose milk. So if it wasn't for Morning Moose milk, we wouldn't be here today providing you guys food. I
Right.
wouldn't be making food. It's really what got us started and what we've done, and it's one of the best milks out there. Everybody that tries it just
Yes.
loves it.
It's creamy.
1,280 servings of Morning Moose milk
Yes.
in the 7 years of food.
It's
Mark,
great.
with all these different varieties of foods and all the different suppliers, do you have like a cookbook for the people out there that they're able to put all these different types of things together?
It's been requested quite a few times. I think recently we've been putting recipes together because we're trying to be so creative and show people that you just don't need, you're not going to just eat potatoes.
He's writing
yes,
a cookbook.
we're putting recipes together.
We're
and,
going to be offering a cookbook coming up, but it's not ready yet. But how can they get to your website and look at all your? Because you cook every week, don't you?
We do. We do a show on. We go do it on social media. So we go on Facebook and we demonstrate how versatile the food is.
He's going to share something on tomorrow's show. I think it's tomorrow. That's going to blow our minds. And this food, you're going to want this food. Everything we do is in harmony with everything else we do.
Yes.
And we're trying to get you so prepared that, you think, well, I have a few of those hard old survival bars. Well, what happens if a crisis comes? You're going to live for a couple years. You're going to just eat those. They knock your teeth out. Those bars are so hard. I want to let everybody know that there's coming a time, and Pat's going to talk about this on the show this week.
That's right.
About, are we going to have an economic collapse? What is America rejecting God? What's going on? I know we're in trouble, people. You don't cut the president's head off. You don't murder him every night. You don't do all the things they're doing.
right.
Thousands of people calling for the assassination of the president without God giving judgment. God's giving us a president who will save babies, who wants to stop this wholesale slaughter of our children, and yet we want to kill him. Right. That's what the devil does. And I'm telling you, judgment is coming.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not. The only way judgment can be stopped at this hour is for God's people to repent.
That's
and
it.
to turn to
That
God.
is it.
And I would tell you, but so this food, this amazing food, I have the man who makes it. He looks over it every day. He has a plant that's worth $30-40 million that he spent his lifetime doing it, working on it, and building it. And you can tap into this.
Yes.
There's no one like this man. There's not another company even like it. I don't care what anybody says. I know all the companies. And this man has a heart and a passion for the food.
Yes.
And this is the lowest price ever. I don't believe there'll ever again be anything this price. I don't think anybody can do it.
There's no reason why you wouldn't buy this food at this price.
Right.
It's amazing.
Other people aren't going to do it because they have a extreme profit motive, and if I tell you, you don't sell food at 19 cents a serving if you have a profit motive. You can't do it. It just won't work out.
Right.
The cost don't work out.
Right.
But so we have the year for you also.
It was $400
Yes.
we used to offer it for, and now we slashed $100. Now it's Staying Alive Year for You for a gift of $300. That's
It
1
was
year.
$750 at one time.
Right. Right. That's 1 year and 1 month of food. That's a total servings of 1,205 servings. You'll receive 5 buckets. It's just 24 cents a serving. Okay.
So for 2 people,
Wow.
so if mom and dad want to stay alive, it's 2 years of food.
Right. 2,410 servings. So it includes the exact same food we've been talking about. That's a value of $1,500. So that's a savings of $900.
So
Pretty incredible.
that boils down to 24 cents a serving for
Right.
the year for you and the year for 2.
Correct.
And then if you get the 7 years, it comes down to only 19 cents, right?
That's correct. One thing I'd like to go ahead and just throw in there for the monthlies. I like the monthlies as well. If you can't, everybody needs to get started. If you haven't gotten started, do something for yourself and get started. Or maybe just start doing this for that person that's going to come along, and you're going to hand them a bucket of food one day. But the Bucket of the Month Club, it's a 12-month commitment, and it's $70 is all it is. $70 Bucket of the Month Club. It's a total servings of 241 servings per bucket. You will receive 1 bucket each month for $70. The reason I like the monthlies is because we all have great intentions, and we want to go ahead, and we know we need to call or order, but we forget. Life gets busy. You just forget. That's all there is to it.
So by the time it's the end of the year,
Right.
it's what, 2 years and 8 months of food?
That's correct.
They accumulate
Yes,
in 1 year.
yes.
I mean, you could eat a year of food while you're collecting it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
still have almost 2 years of food left over to go for the next year.
Yes, exactly. So, but the Bucket of the Month, it's something that you could do, $70 a month, help yourself, help somebody else. God's going to use you. Remember this, we are at the beginning of the ultimate end of times. And the
Lord,
great thing about it is, this is the time to get started.
And if they are not brave to get started with the 7 years or 1 year, they can get 1 bucket, which is a little more than monthly, but it's what, $75?
$5
for just 1 bucket,
Yes,
which 1 bucket is, what does it boil down to?
2 months and 20 days is how long 1
2
bucket
months
lasts.
and 20, almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months.
of
10
food
days try. Yep.
for $75.
Yep.
And this is where, and you get it, open it up, and
Right.
try it. Eat it
Yeah,
up.
just try it.
And then order more. Okay?
Right.
But you can get 1 bucket, or if you can just, every time you can afford to do it, it's great to get on the monthly plan, because
It is.
it's auto give, and
It
you
is.
just automatically,
It
it comes out.
Right.
And then you don't stop. I used to pledge to things. Did you ever make a pledge?
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the year, I thought I was giving every month.
Yes.
And I gave 3 or 4 times in the year, and I thought, oh my Lord,
Right.
I've been a monthly giver.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say we have good intentions,
Yeah.
and then we just don't follow through. And
But
things
here,
happen
this
in
is
life.
survival.
Distraction.
This is survival. So
So
we
what you
wanna
need to do
this.
is call right now 1-888-988-1588, or go to the website jimbakkershow.com. You can still write us at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615. Now, are you going to have the band sing?
Could they do?
Yes.
Could you do it? So I want you to
Yes.
sing with them.
We'll do it right now.
It's so much fun because
I want the whole gang.
You know, it takes us back to the 70s for
And-
those of us that remember those days.
Get up and dance. We're going to dance.
Come on, James Huey, can't you learn this song for me? James Huey's been here all week for our 4th of July
Yes.
special time.
Oh, we love you.
The famous band.
You
His
are a
song was
blessing.
his song, by the way, folks. If you didn't remember, his song was sung for the President of the United States at
Liberty graduation, just this last May, and it was just it
about
was,
100,000 people in the audience, I think.
and
And the
watched-
president was there.
right, and I watched the president's face, and you could just tell how much he loved this song. And here's James Huey when
I thought he was going to dance, James, and run and jump.
but right now they're going to sing for us.
And this
Stay-
is the song even God sings "Staying Alive." Can you
That's
believe it?
right.
Well, I mean, I woke up and I had this dream about building Staying Alive food offering.
Right.
God said, get it down to where everybody, and so I talked to Mark, and we can't make it any lower. We've cut part of what we get to run the ministry. So all we need is volume, right?
And we've added a couple new things to the product. I just want everybody to know 5 years longer shelf life,
Okay.
as well as it's a square bucket now, and it has a flip lid that you can get in and out with. And these servings are they're so good priced that now you can conveniently open that bucket, get inside of your food, and use some of it. It's cheaper than going out to a restaurant. It's cheaper to going out to fast food, and it's healthier for you. So take advantage of that additional 5 years. Take advantage of the flip top, the convenience. Listen, you can't buy rice and off the shelf for that cheap either. So take advantage of the food. Please buy as many as you can, while they can. Get involved with the monthly program. Like
I mean, if we have one crisis,
Right.
if we have an earthquake, if you know, they're talking about Yellowstone.
Yes. Yeah, we have
son-in-law.
878 earthquakes in just 2 weeks that have been swarming around the Yellowstone National Park.
If that one goes off, I'm not saying it's going off, but it's had how many in the last 2 or 3 weeks?
878.
878 earthquakes at Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
That is called a super volcano.
Yeah.
If it ever goes full blast, the entire world will be dark.
Yeah.
The sun and the moon will go dark, according to even the Bible says that, and that will be called a nuclear winter. John, you help me with this. But this is something, if that happens, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late to buy food.
You know,
It's too late to do any of this.
I was just with Sid Roth and Frank Media. We went to the Ukraine together, and we were talking and sharing, and we began to pray. We're in a hotel room, and suddenly the heavens opened up, and it began to hail all over. And then we saw 950 Jews healed, then saved, then filled with the Holy Ghost. It was an unbelievable moment. But as we were talking about right now, we are in a commercial between the horror film. You know, when you're watching a horror film, the commercial comes on, you can come out from under the blanket. Right now, we're in a pause. We're in a Selah moment in America. That's why this right here is so special, because you need to realize that we are running out of time. Yesterday, North Korea fired a rocket that could reach Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
That's right.
We're living at a time now where you got to prepare yourself. I was sitting up here and was just thinking to myself, I thought, my goodness, you know, Karen and I, we've got to get ready. Mm-hmm. And here's the deal. This offer right now is pretty amazing. But I want to tell you something. Frank, Amelia, Sid Roth and I were all sharing. We were praying. We had a Holy Spirit move of God. The aroma of God filled our hotel room. Then we went and preached in the Odessa Opera House. Here's what was said by the pastors in Odessa. They said, the church quit praying for the last 30 years while the Iron Curtain came down. He said, but now, with the attack of Russia marching towards them, the church has begun to pray again. I believe that you need to prepare yourself, and we're going to talk spiritually later about how to do that, but also you need to understand we're living in a moment in the commercial. Come out from under the covers. with our new president, with all that is happening, it's a commercial, but you need to prepare yourself because the horror film is starting back. And we are running out of time. And this right now is the season of the lost being saved and the preparation of the bride. So I'm telling you, you need to go and check this out.
Yes.
I want to tell you something. You know, if our ministry wins, millions of people will be surviving.
Yes. Right. And it's harvest time. That's why I was saying.
And that's why the enemy fights this thing so much.
That's right.
Is because when the crises come, when there's no food, people are going to go crazy.
Yes.
They're going to scream. They're going to cry.
Yes.
The children will be crying.
Right.
And I'm telling you what, I do not want anybody's blood on my hands. That's why I stick my neck out. You know, ISIS says they're going to kill us if we don't turn to their God.
Right.
I will never turn to their God.
That's right.
I serve the God of Abraham,
Yes.
Isaac, and Jacob. I serve Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And I believe everyone. And people, God wants you to be alive. Because I believe it's going to be the greatest missions outreach in the world ever known. It's going to be the greatest time of winning souls. And if you're starving to death, how are you going to win people to Christ?
That's right.
And then we're going to have, and John keeps warning us, we've got to
That's right.
have enough to help people.
That's it.
We can't just help ourselves.
No.
We're going to have to help others. And we're doing everything we can. And I'll tell you, Mark and I, we're trying to get even bulk food. We're trying to do stuff that for people for the churches. We want the churches.
We're giving everybody options. And listen,
Yeah.
we have the food available. I'm storing the food in the warehouse. The problem is they're not storing it in their own homes.
Yeah, because it's no good in your.
It's no good there. We're too
In
close
fact,
to
if
Yellowstone.
you have a crisis,
Yeah. Oh,
if you have
you
a
are.
crisis too, your food will be gone in one day,
And there's
24 hours.
There's nowhere else they're going to get it.
And then there's no way for the machines to work if the power goes out and all. John,
I wanted to point out, in the last week or two, both the country of Japan and South Korea has warned its people to prepare for a nuclear attack.
Yep.
Both of those countries.
Right.
And I have said this before, that it doesn't matter where in the world the next nuclear bomb that goes off anywhere in the world will cause a global panic. A panic on Wall Street, a panic on Main Street, and a panic on your street. And I was mentioning to Mark that when that panic hits and he gets a ton of orders, before he has a chance to ship it out, he's already been warned that the government's going to step in. They're going to say, we don't want all that food to go out. They're going to put him on lockdown, and you're not going to get your orders. Now is the time to get your orders.
Yeah.
they've already. I don't know if they notified you, but all the other, I know, food preparers. The government said, be prepared that when we come for the food, we want it.
Well, listen, there's letters out there that have shown and proved that they've told people that we're going to come get your food, and we're going to keep your food locked down. If they sent me the letters, I don't know, because if I get one from the government, I try not to open it. Because I don't want that letter to come to me. So we've been avoiding that. But we have, you guys got to buy your food now. Buy extra.
Right. I was on the phone the other day with Ronald Reagan's. At that time, he was one of the leading men that will open up nonprofit organizations. And he is the lead guy that is helping pantries all over the United States. He said these shocking words. Pantries in the United States are closing by the day. They cannot keep they can't afford it to keep staying alive. Listen,
the pantries for poor people.
They're
where
not.
People go.
They're
when they don't have
disappearing
food.
from the inner cities. They're
That's right.
disappearing from the towns because they cannot afford to stay. Moving along. People are not giving food anymore. People are not donating food. One lady, a lady that keeps writing us, thanking us for the fact that your food is keeping her pantry going year after year after year. It's a testament to let you know that we're in the last days, not even nuclear. This is in a local level. or pantries, what we used to, I'm from the inner city.
Right.
We used to go and stand in the pantries for food.
That's right.
Today, the inner cities are not having that type of response anymore. Something is happening behind the scenes, and we are the only ministry. This is what this man from Ronald Reagan's administration said. We are the only ministry that is given an opportunity for food to be affordable in the United States.
Well, what does the Bible say? It's just as it was in the days of Noah. People will be buying, selling, eating, giving in marriage, all of that, and suddenly it will come in quickly.
Yeah.
And it will come in just like a flood. And folks, you need to prepare. This is the moment where you got to understand. It's what I was saying just a moment ago. There are things that are ramping up. There are people that are testing our president.
Yeah.
There are nations that are testing our president. They don't think he's going to do anything. And you need to understand there are people that are advising our president. I think Pastor Jim was about to say about war and some other stuff. We're in perilous times. You got a commercial right now. You need to be a part of this. It's huge.
The problem in North Korea is exploded.
Yeah.
They never tested any president the way they're testing our president. And our president will be forced, perhaps, to bomb them. And here's the problem. If we drop a bomb, they've got other places hidden, and I hope our intelligence people know where all they are. And I know this. If we can, I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I know this for a fact. Our country will take out every bomb North Korea has if they can do it without killing many people. But they're going to send those bombs to South Korea, which is just 30-some miles away.
Yeah, you can't.
This is what's going on, people. We're in some impossible situations where we must have divine protection.
Yes.
We've got to have God.
Yes.
And for America to stick its finger up at God is wrong.
Right.
And we better humble ourselves and pray and hear from heaven, and He will heal our land, and He's the only answer to our country.
I heard something on TV. I was watching the news this morning that is really interesting because, there's a lot of people in the audience that are listening to this show that really don't think our President Trump is going to attack North Korea. A lot of people say, oh, it's never going to happen. But this morning on the news, they say, have we learned from Pearl Harbor? And what they shared this morning was the months leading up to the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. America was bringing heavier and heavier sanctions against Japan.
That's right.
And one of the biggest blows is they cut off all imports of oil. They also cut off selling scrap metal and iron ore and resources that they needed, and we pushed them into a corner, and they attacked first. And right now, we're calling for heavier sanctions against North Korea, just like what happened in Japan. So it might not be us pulling the trigger. They could be pushed into a corner like a mad dog, and they could pull the trigger.
With China backing them.
Exactly.
And Russia.
Yes.
And Iran. You got to remember, North Korea got their nukes originally from Pakistan. Yeah, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. And people need to realize that our president's in a no-win situation, but he will, I honestly believe he's a fighter. You back him in the corner, he's going to bite. He's going to bite.
That's right. Exactly right.
Bite.
The headlines today: North Korea claims it tested first intercontinental missile. Then another headline: North Korea says its ICBM can carry nuclear warheads. U.S. calls for global action. After North Korea missile test, Trump tweets, "So much for China working with us." Then we talk about the Yellowstone super volcanoes today. In the news today, 878 earthquakes in the last 2 weeks. But another headline is, Democrats' bill lays the groundwork to remove Trump from office. We already had an election. Does anybody inform the Democrats? We've already had an election. We elected a president, and we who voted for the president, we're insulted that we don't have a vote that counts in this country.
Crazy.
That's right.
And I think it's time to stop the play games, the children's games. It's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm angry. But I'll tell you what, we're in a crisis.
We are.
And we're talking, all we hear about is, you know, Russia and Trump.
Right.
All we hear about
lies.
is impeaching. They wanted to impeach the president before he was elected.
Right.
It's dumb.
People, God has given us safety. He's given us hope. He's given us a plan. He's giving us grace. He's given us a period of time to prepare and to be ready for what's coming on planet Earth.
Yes.
And what have we done? We are mocking God. And we have serious things coming. Well, we got to go off the air. I'm going to ask you, Sue, with the gang, and did you talk James Huey into singing with us?
Yes.
I just know that God said people need to stay alive. And I want you to call and order your food. This is the cheapest it will ever be in history. Call right now, 1-888-988-1588. Or you can go to our website, right, Lori? They can go and just shop for their heart's desire right there.
You can. Go to jimbakkershow.com and just go to the online store. It'll show you all kinds of options of all kinds of different things that you can order. And of course, all the food offers.
The sales stuff at $56 for our,
there's like
this is our celebration week.
Yes, there's like 13 or so different items for $56 that you can receive. So
The biggest bargains in history.
yes.
For the 50, and that's a little gift offer.
Right.
That you give back to the ministry to
That's
celebrate our anniversary.
Right,
Okay.
that's right.
All right. Listen to this. The PTL Singers with a very wonderful group. Tammy Sue's joined with them today, too. And we're going to hear James Huey and his most amazing voice. Come on.
My goodness.
This is a spiritual song today.
first one
Let's
is rehearsed.
stay alive. Amen. Call right now. Do it. Do it before it's too late.
Y'all need to dance with us now. Come on.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this special message.
We started to put together, I thought, I can put together the least expensive of the foods. So I could bring the price. That's the only way I could bring the price down, because we had brought it way down below cost, and it was insane. This truck is loaded right now with our brand new food. This is just for a short period of time. We've developed it, and it's called Staying Alive.
Yes.
How many buckets do we have here on this truck? About 30?
32.
30?
32 buckets?
Yes, sir.
Of food. And so this is a full 7-year food offer.
Yes.
This is the cheapest we've ever offered it.
Just 19 cents per serving, Pastor.
19 cents for a serving of food. I don't know where on earth you could get a serving of food for 19 cents.
You can.
But this Staying Alive food,
yes,
the full Staying Alive for 7 years of food.
Amazing.
And it's $1,500. But this is food that will keep you alive.
That's right.
That's the whole idea behind
Yes.
it.
It has the buttermilk pancakes, quick oats, potato flakes, hearty vegetable stew blend, white rice, pinto beans, morning mood, low fat milk or tuna. It's like the best milk ever.
But this is the most inexpensive we could put together, but it's solid food.
Yes.
Mashed potatoes will keep you alive.
Oh, yes.
Pinto beans will keep you alive.
Yes.
The hearty vegetable stew blend.
Yes.
Then you got the white rice.
Yes.
You have the pinto beans.
Right.
And then, of course, the best, this is probably the award-winning finest survival milk in the history
By
of
far.
mankind.
Yes.
And you can order this food, and it saves you $3,300 on this one deal.
Yes.
So this is for people who could not afford the other foods.
That's right.
This is the most reasonable price ever. And now, if you can't afford this, we have the year of food.
Yes.
And so the year of food that is in the Staying Alive bucket deal. Staying Alive, year for you, $300. This saves you $450 from the old price.
Yes.
And this is only for a limited time. And this will just bless your house. For $300, you're going to have a total servings of 1,205. It comes in 5 buckets, and it will arrive at your house. And it has the same types of food, the same foods, but it will be a year for you.
Right.
And then you can get the year for 2
Yes.
people, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or $600.
That is incredible. That's a value of $1,500, honey, and so that means that's a saving, of course, of $900.
If people can't afford the year, they can't afford the year for 2 people,
Right.
or the 7 years,
Right.
we have it so you can order 1 bucket.
1 bucket. That's right.
And it's 1 bucket
Yes,
of food
yes.
for $75.
That's an incredible value.
So the Staying Alive bucket is $75, and you're saving $75. So it's $150 value usually. So you're getting 1 of these buckets,
Yep.
and it's 2 months and 20 days of food in that bucket.
Right.
So you're getting 2 months and 20 days of food, almost 3 months of food,
Right.
for just a gift of $75.
That's incredible. Everybody could do that. You could do that. And even if you have to just forego something else in life, save up a little bit of money, and you can do 1 bucket, just 1 bucket. Call right now, 1-888-988-1588, or go to our website, jimbakkershow.com. Has all kinds of information.
And if you want to join the Bucket of the Month Club, instead of $75 a month, it'll be just $70 per month for 1 year. You receive 1 bucket every month
Yes,
for a
right
year.
Smart.
And after 12 months, you will have 2,892 servings of food,
Incredible.
2 years and nearly 8 months of food on the Bucket of the Month Club.
That is an excellent deal. This is the time to prepare and get ready. If it pastors, your churches, you need to be ready.
Call now, 1-888-988-1588. Again, that toll-free number is 1-888-988-1588. And you can write Pastor Jim at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615. You can also order this offer right now on our website at jimbakkershow.com. Thank you so much for your prayers and donations. You are the reason we can keep broadcasting around the world.
John, you talk about the miracle of obedience on our show a lot. You talk about the miracles of multiplication. You say to prepare and to occupy. Would you help me with this? You think that some people are seeing what is going on in the world, but they are procrastinating to get prepared.
What are you going to do when more people show up at your house wanting a meal than what you were planning on? What are you going to do? Are you going to say, well, I'm sorry, we only have enough for our own group. We can't feed you. And the thought hit me that what we should do is we need to look to the Word of God. We need to ask ourselves, what would Jesus do? And when that thought hit me, it reminded me of a book I bought in the early 70s, about 1 or 2 years after I got saved in 1974. It was called In His Steps. And I dug out that old book, even brought it with me. At that time, 30 million copies in print. The second most popular book in the world next to the Bible.
But that's where WWJD came from.
Yes.
The whole,
Yeah, absolutely. What would Jesus do came from that book. And so I thought, you know, what would Jesus do if too many people showed up wanting something to eat? And you know what? It's in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, there's a couple of miracles of food multiplication we need to look at. One of them was the widow woman and her son. They were getting ready to eat their last meal. Why was it their last meal? There was a famine in the land. You know what? There's a famine coming. There's a time coming where you can't buy or sell for 42 months. War on the saints. Not many people talk about war on the saints. Daniel says, war on the saints, 42 months. Revelation says that the Antichrist is given authority over the saints for 42 months. And if you don't take the mark, you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't go to the grocery store. So we need to be thinking ahead. Don't wait for the stores to close on you. So anyway, the widow woman, down to her last meal, and Elijah shows up, and he's hungry. And he says, will you share your food with me? And they said, well, this is all we have. But, hey, we were just going to eat it and die anyway. So what's one more mouth to feed? And you're a man of God, and I want to honor a man of God. So she shared the food. And whether it was a cruse of oil and a pot of meal, it didn't run out till the famine was over. And the grocery stores were restocked, and the gardens were growing again. That was a miracle of multiplication. Well, the next miracle in this study is the feeding of the 5,000. Jesus had Bible camp. I mean, he had an incredible Bible camp out there in the hills. 5,000 people showed up. Some people say 5,000 men, and there may have been women and children. We know one child was there because he had a sack lunch. So they're out there, and man, it was so exciting, the stuff that Jesus was teaching. They stayed longer than they thought. They stayed after they finished eating all their food. Probably they'd stayed at least one day without food, because when he got done, they were hungry. And the disciples said, boy, Lord, what do we got to do? We don't have any food, and it's 2 days' journey to Denny's, and these people are not going to make it. And it says that Jesus knew beforehand what he was going to do. You see, Jesus was a prepper at heart. He knew if crunch time came, he knew what to do. So, you know what he did? He said, have disciples, have everybody sit out, you know, in rows or whatever, in an orderly way, and find out how much food we have. This was the important point. They go out and they scour. Who's got food? One kid, sack lunch, 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. Now think about this. It would not have been too much to imagine that Jesus' disciples would have come up and said, Jesus, we only have enough food for our group. We can feed the disciples, we can feed that kid, it's his lunch, and we can feed you. So what are we going to do? We don't have any more food than enough for our group. And Jesus told them to have them sit down, and we're going to divide this up into little pieces and keep dishing it out till everybody's full. And they did that, and when they got done, he said, pick up all the rest of the pieces. There was 12 baskets full. Think about this. If the disciples would have been only thinking of themselves, they would have eaten up all the food. Everybody would have gone on famine. Many of them would have never made it out before they would have succumbed to the fatigue without food. And yet, there was enough food that each of the 12 disciples could have gone home with a basket full of food for their next meals. You know, you share these miracles of the widow woman and the feeding of the 5,000, and you're going to have people say, well, boy, I'm glad you told me that because I'm not going to buy any more food. Why do I need to prepare? I've got a year's supply of food, and when I run out of food, I'm just going to pray that God's going to multiply it. Well, let me tell you something. That widow woman, she gave everything she had. The group out there with 5,000 to feed, they hardly had anything, but that little kid, he gave everything he had. And the thought hit me that some people have more resources than others.
It's true.
That widow woman didn't have very much, and God met her at crunch time and multiplied her food because what little she had, she shared it. We are stewards. You know, a steward, we know what tithing is. 10% belongs to God. The 90% still belongs to God. But as a steward, God allows us to manage the other 90%. To be able to meet our needs and also to be a good steward with. So if God has blessed you with the means to help many people in the last days, and you say, I'm just going to trust God. I'm just going to let God multiply my food. If you say that in your heart by your actions, then what you are saying is what's mine is mine and what's God is mine. And that is a selfish attitude. And when crunch time comes, don't expect a miracle. God expects us to be faithful stewards and to do what we can in these days. And many of you should be building a bigger ark than what you're building.
So
stay tuned for tomorrow's show.
Okay, and write us if you'd like at Post Office Box 7330 in Branson, Missouri, 65615.
Or call 1-888-988-1588.
Do it now. Right. Come on, let's stay alive. Amen. God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this special message.
This is our 56th anniversary
yes.
of preaching the gospel.
There are so many different offers. First of all, if you'd just like to send in $56 just in honor of Jim preaching 56 years in ministry, you can just do that. You can call 1-888-988-1588 or go to the website, jimbakkershow.com, where there are so many gift ideas. Like you can get this.
The 24-ounce pH bottle.
Yes.
4 of them.
That's an incredible.
It creates pH water.
Right.
Out about, so there's 4 for $56.
Yes.
Now, all of this is online, so you can go and shop.
Go to jimbakkershow.com.
This will be kind of like a shopping experience.
Yes.
But some of the good bargains you're going to get.
It's amazing.
Then there's the bread and honey offer
for
$56 that you can choose white or honey wheat bread.
Yes.
And a number 10 can of honey powder that lasts 25 years. Can you imagine 25-year loaf of breads? And then the gluten-free black bean burger combo kit. It's a number 10 can of the black bean burger.
Right.
And then you can choose honey, white or honey wheat bread.
Right.
Can or bucket.
All right.
For $56.
Yes.
That comes together. You have a number 10 can of Morning Moo milk, white milk. And you have another number 10 can of
Chocolate.
Morning Moves chocolate milk.
Yay.
You got 25-year shelf life milk.
And you get a 2-quart mixing pitcher. Right.
For $56.
We have the juice kit, which is a number 10 can of the Orange Delight drink, number 10 can of the Apple Delight drink, and again, the mixing
Pitcher.
Thank you.
Yes.
You also get 2 pantry packs of the blueberry pancakes, which is 72 servings, and that is also for $56.
That's excellent. Yes. Now, here's one I know everybody's going to love, mac and cheese bonus kit. Now, who
Yes.
doesn't like macaroni and cheese? Is there anybody? Raise your
I
hand.
don't think
I don't
so.
see one hand. Okay. One pantry pack mac and cheese, that's 72 servings per box. And a box of what everybody up here loves.
The Frontier Bites.
That's right. Now, these are not 25-year shelf life.
No.
You can eat them right now.
These now, yes,
Right.
for sure.
I want to make sure I'm reading this right. Does it say 3 hardcover PTL Bibles?
Yes.
3?
Yes,
The
sir.
parallel Bible.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised
That's
because
a
a parallel
Bible.
Bible by itself, I went out and I was looking at them the other day, are around $60 themselves
That's
for a
right.
parallel Bible.
Yeah,
So
you're
to
right.
receive 3, that's great Christmas giving. That's great just gift giving in general, a parallel Bible.
Excellent.
3 for $56 gift. So this is our special victory day.
Yes. We also have the Silver Soul, and who doesn't love silver?
There is one 16-ounce Silver Soul liquid. There is a 4-ounce Silver Soul gel and a box of Silver Soul lozenges.
Those lozenges are a healer.
They're a
I'm not
lifesaver.
kidding.
Yeah.
The
They are.
minute you have a tickle in your throat, the minute, when you've been preaching long and hard, and it just soothes it, it has silver in it. So it's just a miracle product. We can't imagine life without it. You should have that on the road with you all over the world.
And speaking of Silver Sol lozenges, there's also an 8-box deal of Silver Sol lozenges.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
No.
For $56.
No, that's an incredible.
It's a
That's
wonderful deal.
That's fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yes. Okay. And more Frontier Bites.
Yes. You got to get them.
You guys love those.
You got to try them. The Frontier Bites are amazing. It's a mix and match 5-pack. You can choose from pecan
that?
cherry cinnamon, macadamia pineapple coconut, and almond blueberry lemon.
Call now, 1-888-988-1588. And you can write Pastor Jim at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615. You can also order this offer right now on our website at jimbakkershow.com. Coming soon to Morningside in the Jim Bakker Show. Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis will return to Morningside Friday, July 28th. We're honored to have Paula White with us on the Jim Bakker Show, Tuesday, August 15th. We're honored to have evangelist Alvina King with us, Thursday, August 24th. Author and prophet Rick Joyner will be sharing a powerful word. Rabbi Jonathan Kahn will introduce his new book, The Paradigm, Wednesday, September 6th and Thursday, September 7th. Join us every night at 7 p.m. for The Prophet Speak, an evening filled of worship and ministry. For our full schedule, go online to jimbakkershow.com. We can't wait for you to see what God's doing here at Morningside.